It was supposed to be just a quick stop, a simple shelter before the storm really hit. The old farmhouse, perched at the edge of a long-forgotten dirt road, looked abandoned. Its windows were boarded up, and tall, wild grass was swallowing the front steps whole. All we needed was a place to wait out the weather. The moment we stepped inside, the air felt wrong stale, heavy with dust, and laced with a sour, unsettling smell. Outside, the wind howled and raged, but the oppressive silence inside was somehow far worse. I remember setting my backpack down. The floorboards beneath me groaned, a low, drawn-out sound, as if they were remembering some old pain. We only had one candle, and after we lit it, the flame trembled and danced even though there wasn't a hint of a draft. Mark, trying to break the tension, joked that the house didn't seem to want company, and that's when it happened. From somewhere upstairs, a whisper answered him. It was faint, distorted, and crooked, like a broken recording repeating his exact words back to us. We all froze. Nobody wanted to be the first to admit they'd heard it, but the look in our eyes confirmed it. We all had. Then the whisper came again, but this time it was softer and closer. It was right behind me, whispering my name. The sound was as clear as breath on my neck. I spun around, the candlelight slicing through the thick darkness, but there was nothing there. Just an empty hallway and the slow, agonizing creak of old wood settling. Panic set in. We immediately scrambled for the front door, the one we'd just come through, but it slammed shut with a deafening bang right before we reached it. It wouldn't budge, no matter how hard we pushed or pulled. That's when we heard the footsteps upstairs. They were slow, dragging, and far too heavy for a single person. A cold dread washed over us. We bolted for the back door, our only other hope, but it was locked solid, as if it had been sealed for years. Then, a voice echoed from the floor above. It was a single, chilling word. Stay. Instantly, our small candle flame flickered and died, plunging us into absolute darkness. We heard something moving across the ceiling right above our heads, a scraping, crawling sound that made my skin crawl. A low whisper seemed to fill the entire house, coming from everywhere at once. They never left. Just then, a brilliant flash of lightning lit up the room for a split second. In that flash, I saw them. Pale, spectral faces lining the hallway, their mouths moving in unison. But the sound wasn't coming from them. It was inside my own head, a chorus of a dozen disembodied whispers, all repeating the same terrifying word, stay. I don't remember breaking the window. I don't remember the feeling of glass shattering or the frantic sprint through the storm and mud. But I do remember looking back. Every single window of that farmhouse was glowing with a malevolent red light, pulsing as if the house itself were a living, breathing entity. A week later, after we'd managed to get back to town, the police investigated our story. They reported that no farmhouse stood at that location. There was nothing but a burned-out foundation. The place had apparently burned to the ground 20 years ago, and the family who lived there had been trapped inside. Now, sometimes when I'm about to fall asleep, I hear them again. The whispers return from the dark corners of my mind, asking me if I'll ever come back. Thank you for joining me for this story. If you enjoyed the thrill, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss our next descent into the dark. Until next time, stay safe.